Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got Robbie with me. We've just beaten Shakhtar Donetsk 1-0 in the Champions League at the Emirates. A win? Hi. I see a lot of fans not happy with the performance. I understand it. You would expect to bounce back after the Bournemouth game. Did we get that today?
Well, we won. It's 3 points, but it wasn't a great performance. Should have been more. We should have been out of sight, innit? Like the Calafiori chance in the first half and the missed penalty. And I still trying to work out why is Havertz not taking that penalty?
Is he the normal penalty taker? Because I know obviously Odegaard gave him that shot. I don't know if he.
Surely he'd be ahead of Trossard to take. He's the striker. I was pretty shocked when I see Trossard's stepping up to take it. And I must admit, I felt he was going to miss it. As soon as I see him stepping up to take it, I've got a bad feeling about this. And it was a very poor penalty. And then after that, they had that big chance at the end, that shot. It was a great save by Raya. You know what I mean? That's what you do. Like, when a game's 1-0, a team's still got a chance. We've seen that a million times in football. 1-0, the game ain't over yet. Teams just say, right, you know what? Last 15 minutes, let's just go for broke. And to be fair to them, you know what? I think they might feel that they could have got something out of the game because they had a lot of possession, they had a lot of control. We kind of sat back and gave them. I think Partey going into that right back position. Lee said it earlier. We lost control of that midfield. You know what I mean?
What is that about?
Because he's playing there instead of because Ben White came off.
Do you know why? Do you know why Ben White? Do you think it was tactical? Do you think it was? Someone said it's the yellow card. Why Arteta took him off?
He's got a whole half to play. I know. Obviously, there's a lot of anguish at the moment with players getting sent off. And again today, imagine if we'd have had 10 men against them. We'd have been. This is when I talk about the problems when you're down to 10 men. You know what I mean? You can say, he's only Shakhtar, whatever, but imagine if we only had 10 men against them.
Yeah.
They had a lot of control of the ball, that sort of second period of the second half. And, it was a bit... I wanted to see a more inspiring performance ahead of that Liverpool game, because that's a huge game. I wanted to see a performance that would give us all loads of confidence. Yep. We didn't get that. Yep. We didn't get that. The only positive for me... Two positives. We won the game.
Yep,
we won the game and we kept 11 men on the pitch. Those were the only two positives for me because, we've been finishing so many games with 10 men. But it wasn't a good...
Wasn't good at all.
It wasn't a good performance. It was slow. It was like... Only Martinelli was the only guy that was like picking the ball up, driving at players, playing with that intensity and, what we wanted to see. But everybody else I thought very flat, he's all just very... neat and tidy, isn't it?
Yeah,
and
mundane.
And
it's lukewarm today. Listen, Rob, we said to everyone as they left the studio today, are you happy with the 11? You happy with the 11? Everyone seemed happy with the 11. What do you think it's down to, though? We're so flat. We're not killing off games. Is it the manager? Is it a tactic? Is it we're so good defensively that we rely on that? I don't know what it is.
Maybe like what Ray was just saying, for the first time we're starting to see we are missing Odegaard. That press, when he sort of leads that press and intensity up front, maybe with him not there now, like in certain games.
So you miss him?
Well, I do now, yeah. I mean, a few games ago, I was saying that our biggest compliment is that we're not actually missing him at the moment. But I think now we've reached that stage where we are seeing that we are missing him because there is that lack of intensity. There was no intensity, only from Martinelli. He was the only one to me that was getting a ball and his first thought was like, let me get forward, let me attack, let me... Everybody and Partey, from that sort of defensive midfield position. But everybody else was just like neat and tidy, pass it around, lots of control. Yeah, but we want to see a bit more up front. I thought Jesus weren't bad in the first half as well. And I think people say he didn't have much end product, but he put a couple of good crosses in there, and he weren't bad.
Did he lead the team well? He was our captain. Did you think he led the team well?
Yeah, I thought he played all right he faded in the second half. I thought first half, he was doing well.
Yeah.
But I just would have wanted to see a bit more from Arsenal tonight after the weekend. And I don't think I got the performance
that you needed
that lifted me where I'm like, bring
Liverpool,
bring them.
So this week,
it's not a bring them now. It's like, whoa. And then it's particularly worrying. The Calafiori Ben White situation, because if it's Lewis Skelly, no disrespect to Lewis Skelly, Partey, if it's them up against Salah and Diaz, we could have a very long afternoon here. I'm hoping that all these guys are back, because even with your top players, it's a problem against those two. So that's their strength, Liverpool, those wide players. So that's worrying for me, man. Do you know why Ben White came off? Have they said?
No, they like I said, someone said online it was the yellow card. Arteta didn't want to risk him. It's not confirmed. It's just one of those people maybe speculating, but I don't know. I don't know if it's injury. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm sure.
Hopefully, come the weekend.
He's fine.
You know, Saka's back, Timber's back. You know what I mean? We need these guys back because, you know, we're starting to suffer a bit now with his injuries. You know what I mean?
I want to throw it because this game threw up a few questions. Miles Lewis Skelly came on.
Ahead of Zinchenko.
So that's the conversation.
What
For you, what does that mean to you? Because we said on the watch along that. So what, is Lewis Skelly now ahead of Zinchenko? It seems that way.
Lewis Skelly's come on, you know, he came on against City as well. I know there was an injury. What it shows is the manager trusts him, which is good to see. You know what I mean? I was surprised to see him coming ahead of Zinchenko, particularly the fact that we're playing a team from the Ukraine.
Yeah.
So that was a surprise, but maybe the pace of Lewis Skelly, maybe the fact that, you know, Zinchenko has been out for so long. Maybe that's the reason why, but that was a surprise.
That was interesting. I need to kind of ask you about Trossard. I know you spoke about him just recently about the penalty, but the Bournemouth game, the pass, the penalty today.
He's having a bit of a nightmare, man. He's
not had a good week.
He's had a bad few games, man. The City game, where he got sent off as well. You know what I mean? He needs a big game. You know
but
we
need him for Liverpool, surely. Is that what you're saying? That you drop him for Liverpool?
No, I wouldn't drop it. He's been, up until that sending off against City, and I think then even after that, he's been playing all right. But the last, obviously against Bournemouth, absolute shocker. And he weren't great tonight, and then you miss a penalty, you know what I mean? And it was a poor penalty, I thought. I didn't think it was a good penalty by him, you know what I mean? So the chance to bounce back for any footballer is against Liverpool. That's a big game. Liverpool are playing well, as we know. I don't think Liverpool are scintillating. I don't think they were scintillating against Chelsea.
Can they say the same about us right now?
Exactly. They're neither team. So I think it's going to be a really, really close game. You know, but we're at home. You know what I mean? And, you know, last season when we faced Liverpool, we were 5 points behind them. They'd beaten us in the FA Cup. They were very, very, very confident that they were going to come here and get a win, and we upped it and we absolutely smashed them. Let's hope that we can do the same thing this weekend. We certainly cannot play, and I don't think we will.
Go on.
But we can't play like with that intensity today.
We
get
all the
turned
Bournemouth
over.
Intensity. Can't.
Yeah, we have to be on it. I do think we'll be on it. It'll be a different game, different atmosphere, different everything. I think this game tonight is that typical game after you've lost the game where, you know, everybody's a bit tentative. It's like, let's just win this game, you know what I mean? But I think that game comes Sunday, I think the temperature's going to be raised up for it. It's a huge game. And they got a tough game tomorrow. They've got to go away to RB Leipzig.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So tough little game for them away from home, and then they come up against us. But let's hope we can get some of those injuries back. I'm getting a bit worried about his injuries, man. You know what I mean? And the worrying thing about is some of these injuries, they ain't even been at Arsenal games. Saka got injured on international break. So did Odegaard. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, but listen, let's take the positive of the 3 points into the win today, into that Liverpool game, and let's get a win, you know what I mean, and get back on track.